Hey, hello and welcome guys. This is Ajay from Team Slayfox and we are here for a one-day workshop on one-to-one interactive web development. We'll be waiting for another 5 more minutes so we get an enormous count and we get our workshop counting. So we'll be waiting for another 5 more minutes. Good afternoon guys. We would wait another 2 more minutes so we get a huge count for our workshop. If we are good to go, please comment in the chat box GTG. Please comment GTG in chat box if we are good to go. We are waiting for your response, guys. Please comment GTG over the chat box to know the start of the workshop. Okay, we will start here. And good afternoon, guys. This is a workshop on one-to-one interactive web development. This is not the one which you guys would see in college or so. In this workshop, you will be able to develop the small sort of game. By the end of this workshop, for another 1 more hour, you will be able to develop a similar game like this. It's not a game. I would actually say it is a part of a game. If you click on the certain buttons, the animation will be moving. It's actually a web-based game. So by the end, you guys would be able to develop such kind of animations in your own websites. To start off, I'll show you a few interactive websites and their users and so. This is actually uh, this is a this is actually a web-based resume. It's developed by Guilan Guison. He's not a he's from an overseas, and he's a creative developer. If you scroll over his website, people would get to know his work experience and his working environment. It's actually like this. See, if you hover over certain things, it's interactive. There are so many things like this in the world of web development, but what we see in our real environment is very simple and very far. But if you have a wide overview of our web development and our web development course, you would come to know certain technologies and technical aspirations like this. This is one among such websites. And if you showcase certain websites to your recruiters or your own company, you would get some sort of appreciation and some sort of interactions in your people. And who would even hesitate to hire people having such kind of resume among the group of people having resume of the old format, like having a name and a word font. So this is also a web-based interaction. And another resume I'll show you here. I'll show you this. See this. See this. This is also a resume. Okay. If I scroll over it, this is the resume author of the resume, and he's moving. He moves to different levels. You scroll over it, it will show like a pop-up coming over and showing like he's an expert in design. It shows certain animation concepts. If you scroll over and over, he used to jump over, and he lives in New York. He shows interaction contents. He shows what he play, like NBA fan. He's an NBA fan. See the animations happening over the website. Wait and watch. It will be a very good website. I'll share those website links at the end of the animation. Okay. What to do? Hello, sorry for the disturbance, guys. Is my screen visible again? Please comment over the chat box since I have. Is my screen visible? If so, it's visible. Please let me know in the chat window. Okay, fine, fine, fine. We'll start from here. Actually, what I was saying is like there are people around the world, right? And there are so many websites. There are a few websites like Amazon.in. If you go on to this, people won't feel it's an interacting website. People won't feel if they want to use this website. What they feel is like they used to go and search certain things. This is not the web-based web development what the people are feeling on going on. If you want to go and search for animations or certain things, we need to go and search. But it is not intuitive. For a guy like us, it is not intuitive. You need to go and search for food and so. And if you develop such kind of interactive websites, like it works on scroll. See, if I scroll over this, it goes and shows his level of expertise. It's a resume, not the normal resume which we developed in Word or so. If we scroll, it shows what he's capable of. He's an expert in design, he's an expert in illustration, he's a beginner in code and so. It shows certain interactive in the website. If you have such websites for Amazon and so, what would happen? It would increase their business margin. So this is what Web 4.0 says. If you have more interactions, people would increase your business to some sort of extent level and get some motivation from this kind of resume. Rather than displaying a word-based resume to a recruiter, if you show certain resume like this of showing your skills, showing your area of interest in a resume with different ideas. I'm not forcing you to make the same area, but if you have a certain similar sort of ideas, what would the recruiter feel of you? He would actually feel something good of you. What happens if you show certain things and he knows like you are not a good web developer, but you have certain interactive creations. Only the innovations is what the industry expects from you rather than being a technically good person. What the industry expects from you guys is you need to be creative and you need to be innovative. This is what. These are the few examples of certain websites, and I'll show you another website. This is also another interactive resume. See, in the first slide, it shows his name, what is his capability, his work experience. Once I scroll and once I hover over different criteria, it shows different set of creations in the screen, right? This shows his passion towards his field. And if you show a certain resume to your recruiter, you will definitely be hired. And I'll show another website. Where is this? See, this is a website of an industry. It actually portrays what the industry is doing. It is processing the inputs through various stages and what it is giving. It's giving the output. This is what this demonstration explains. And once I scroll over it, it shows what are its product and it's interacting. If I keep my mouse over it, it shows what is some different set of animations based on my mouse movement. And if you want to develop such kind of interactive web pages, you need to know few things. Like you need to know at least the basic HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript. This is what the basic. And I hope this website is only purely based on JavaScript, and it is developed by the year 2013. By the year of 2013, it will be like a normal age, wherein people won't be having digital phones, digit, people won't be having laptops. And by that time itself, these sort of websites are developed. But still, people are struggling to maintain such websites. And if you want to create and learn such website today, myself will be guiding you to all those basic aspects. This is what we done, and this is what we are going to look on today's session. And we'll start with HTML. If you want to know what is HTML, it's a hypertext markup language. It helps you to render a web page. Like, see, this is a web page which I made a demo for you guys. Similar sort of animations we will make today. And if so many animations like this are combined, you will make a real-time game of your own. This is what the webinar is being capable of today. So, I'll show you one thing. And for making certain animations, you don't need a laptop also. You need only your mobile phones to be interactively used. And this is hypertext markup language. This is a basic thing which you will learn from your engage. People used to usually start learning it from 8th or 5th of a primary education, and it was not so tricky like a complex programming language of Java and so. If you want to learn it, I'll help you in the easy aspect. First, what you need to do is open a notepad file. And what you need to do is like, there is something called tags in HTML. Okay, what is tags? Tags are tag. See, this is a tag. This is a paragraph element. If you want to display anything in a paragraph, you usually enclose it within a paragraph element. See, this website, this website has certain paragraph, right? This website has a paragraph. If you want to display any sort of this in a web page, you need to enclose within a paragraph tag. And the combination of two is called paragraph element. Okay. If you want to display the same, I'll copy this and paste it over here. And this needs to be kept inside a body element. This is the body of a web page, right? So we need to enclose it within the web page body. And finally, what you need to do is you need to save the file as a HTML component. I'll show you demo.html. You need to save in this format. Please have a look at this. You need to save the notepad file with these sort of interactions in a notepad file. I'll show you how it works and I'll demonstrate the working again. Since you are a beginner, I'll demonstrate this working again. I'll go to desktop. Since I saved in desktop, I'll go to desktop and open it again. Where is demo.html? Where is that? Yeah, here. If you open, what is coming? The same error message which is visible over here. If you are trying to publish one, it's getting displayed over here, right? But this is displayed now in a web page, not in a Word file or so. It's displayed in a web page. So if you get the screening rights or hosting rights from web vendor, you can publish the same in a web page. But see, this is not that good as this. To make this styled, you need to use certain things called CSS. See, this is if you need to start the basics with HTML. HTML is a basic framework behind how the web works. Like if you want to create a paragraph element, if you want to create a heading or so, you need to use HTML. And if you want to style that, you need to use CSS. And if you want to add certain functionalities, like if you click or hover over certain page, you need to use JavaScript. See, nowadays the game like this are being also developed in a website rather than going to downloading a game through a Play Store or so. There are web-based game development as well. See, this is just a website. It takes just a few seconds rather than your phone. Your phone used to take so many seconds and so long to open this animation or so. It's actually a part of a game. If you see this, this is what the web-based development is actually working on. If you have certain websites like this, what happens? You don't need a very good capable RAM-based mobile, or you don't need a good RAM-based laptop to host these things. It's actually hosted in some hosting servers, and you just need to open the site and you need to play the game. This is what the Web 4.0 is strictly insisting on. They need interactions like this. Like if you, it needs to be intuitive. It needs to make you buy more products and so on. And it also needs to use the resources of the web rather than the resources of the user. It needs to make the people more flexible towards all the environment. And so we started with this. So I'll show you the basic syntax of a HTML file. This is a basic syntax of a HTML file. Okay. So what happens is, go to this notepad file, just paste this syntax. This is a basic syntax, and what it says is like this is it says it's a HTML file. This is just for that sort of representation. It says it's a HTML file and its version is doc type. Okay, and it starts the pair of HTML tags. This also says the entire code is being enclosed within these HTML tags. Within these elements, these HTML elements are being enforced. The HTML file has a head. Okay, the HTML file has a head and a body. What sort of details you are mentioning over this body would get displayed in the web page, and if you give anything in the head, it will display like a title. See, this is not showing any heading, like it's showing demo.html. And if I want to change it, I need to change it over the title. Day 1. And if I press Ctrl S, it share it, and if I reload it, the file name got changed. See this. The web page name got changed to day1.html. and I'm waiting for your response over a chat window. So if my proceedings are fast, please let me know. If this is capable, we would go in this manner. If not, we will reduce the pace. We will use both HTML, CSS today, and if you are interested, we will make another day with JavaScript. I'm waiting for your response over the chat window. If you need any sort of repeating or so, please mention that as well in the chat window. Your chat might be delayed, but I'll reply for your all sort of queries. Okay, fine. We'll proceed it. Like if you mention anything over the head, it would get displayed here, and if you mention anything over the body, it would get displayed in this web page. Okay, and see, within a body, we can't directly include anything. If we need a paragraph element, we need to mention this is a paragraph. Okay, and the paragraph says I am done. Simply save this file and reload it. It also shows us here. Since we are having a paragraph, we need to have a heading. To mention a heading, there is some tags called header tags. It's mentioned with H1. It's the H indicates header and 1 indicates the size of the header. If I show heading and reload it, it shows a heading in it's a top class with the huge weight and so. If you want to change the size, I need to just change H1 to H2, so it gets changed. See, the size would get again changed to reduce. It goes like H1 to H4. If I move on, it gets reduced size. And if I want to create any sort of shapes, or if I need to color these, what I need to do is I need to add a style element inside this. I need to add a style element inside this. And in style, what I need to do is I need to mention the tag first. If I want to change the color of the H2 heading element, what I need to do is see what I need to mention H2 with open and closed curly braces. Within that, I need to just mention the what is the property I'm going to change. I'm going to change color of this. So color is going to be blue. If I do so and save it and the color gets changed. See, this is what CSS is. If you mention anything over the style tags, it's a CSS. And the rest it depends for HTML. Okay, if I want to change this, it's of this manner. And now the need arises. I want to make a square. What I need to do? If I want to make any set of things like a shape, you need to place that within a div tag. Div tag indicates a division. Each tag starts with like this and ends with some sort of slash in between. And if I want to, if you generally visualize what's div tag, you can't see anything. But if you want to visualize the shape, you need to give style to divs. Div, I'll open and close it. And what I will mention is width. In terms of pixels, I would mention it's going to be 100 pixels. Width is 100 pixels and height. It's going to be 100 pixel again. And what's the background color? Background hyphen color. It's going to be red. I'm saving it. I'm refreshing it. What happened? I'm not good with spellings, so that's the issue. See, I got a box of width 100 pixels, height 100 pixels, and the color is also made red. Okay, and if I want to change it into a circle, what I need to do? There is something called border hyphen radius, and it's going to be 50 percentage. Since the if you give this, it will get converted obviously into a circle. Getting it? Because the width is 100, height is 100, and the border radius. If I give a 10 pixels, you will change. You will see a minimum change. And if you want to have a full change, you need to give a more than any percentage above 50 percentage would give this into a circle. Okay, these were all the basic things which you need to know. And if you are comfortable with this, we will proceed again. I'm waiting for your response over the chat window. In the meantime, I'll show you some sort of other websites. I took a few for your demonstration. Where is this? So these websites would take time to load, but it will be good if you have this. This is an education-based website. If you press
We are in
start,
constant need of new knowledge and skills.
if you start loading, it will go. These websites doesn't need anyone to guide you through the website so that you order things and so. See, it's like a drone. It shows like if you want to move forward, rotate and back. Use keyboard. You need to use the keyboard and it gets moving. See, if I rotate it, it's rotating. See what's happening.
Hi there.
It's going to different classes. If you hover over this.
Hey, gusto en verte.
Hi.
Good morning.
See, if you want to develop these kinds of websites,
Hey there.
it moves and hovers. You might have not seen
Hey.
over a normal conventional website. If you want to develop these kinds of websites, you need to definitely know these basic skills. It's not going to be tricky or certain things. See, now you made even a normal static website which Amazon used to do. This is what the basic website, what the other normal static or other brands used to do. Now, so this is what these kinds of websites and these kinds of interactions can be easily made by you. And now what we are going to make is like we are going to use some sort of animations like this in the website. See, if you see this image, what you feel, the boy is actually running in your website. This is what the feel which you get from this website. And if you want to display any image, what you need to do is that there is something called Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is actually a Visual Studio Code. This is something of it will make your task easier. Like we have written so many codes, we have written around 10 lines of code, right? And it would be easy with this software. This is called a Visual Studio Code. It's launched by Microsoft and maintained by Microsoft themselves. So if you download and use the software, it will be useful for you to develop a website. See, I am using exclamatory mark and pressing enter. What happens? You see there where it displays the format of the code which we have typed. It has certain extra lines. It is just for the compatibility of the browsers. Since we were designing for a specific browser, we doesn't require this. So if you want to design any sort of this file will obviously helpful. You need to create a file as demo.html and what you need to do, you need to press exclamatory mark and press enter. You will get a dummy code. So in that you can edit it. See, now what we are going to do, we are going to do the same. We are going to create a paragraph. If you press P and enter, see, it's obviously giving its mirrored path. And if I want any dummy paragraph, I need to press lorem and enter. I would get a dummy paragraph as well. And if I press right click and press the open with live server, it's actually live server is an extension. It shows a paragraph. Okay, and it's actually easy to use if you have this. See, style and enter. I'm getting it in a fraction of a second. I'm getting the mirror tag in a fraction of a second. Okay, and if I want to change the color of the paragraph, I will change it. Color red. It's easy if you do with these. And these also have certain things called extensions, wherein we can install so many extensions. It would help you in making your typing easier. There are so many extensions which would make your typing easier. I'll show you an example of extension. What is extension? See, I have installed a code snap extension. Okay, and what it does is, if I open that extension and press this, if I select something and press this, the code gets displayed. See, it's actually get displayed in an image. This is what you guys see in Instagram. This sort of image is what you see in Instagram, and I'll show you. Many web developers display these kind of codes in Instagram as a picture. This is usually made through this code snap extension. If you want to display any sort of, if you want to you need any sort of help like this, you can use extensions like this. It's like a Play Store where you can download. There is something called Prettier. It makes the code look good. There are so many extensions which you will get to know once the course and the thing starts. Okay, this is what this, and now what we are going to make. I'll show you what if this is what the image which I took, and what I did is I made it to repeat, so it looks like an animation. This type of work is called sprites. This is what they do in cartoon animations. They take a single image which has so many images like this, and what they do is they used to repeat it, like a folding book game which we do in our childhood. What we do, we used to draw certain things like, in the first page of a book we would draw a boy or girl just kicking a football, and the next page the ball starts moving. It will be in a proceeding manner, and once we scroll, once we once you tap the book in the whole stretch, what happens? You see an animation. This is what cartoons and show are based on, and these type of animations are called sprites. This is what we are going to look today. Okay, and not with the same image. I have another good image of this. This is for a shooting game. Like, initially, this girl would be like this, and once you press certain button, this girl would shoot. This is what we are going to do. Okay. So for this, what we need to do, we need to remove these. This is of no use, right? And I would give a heading. See, heading. So heading, I would get within a heading. Demo day. And I'm going to change the title of this as well to demo day. What happens? Here demo day is displayed, and the file name also gets changed to demo day. See, this is what happens now. Now, what I'm going to create is, to create shapes, what we need to create? We need to have divs. I created a div, and now I'm going to style the div using CSS. So what happens? What I need to do? Div. I need to open a curly braces and close it. And what I need to do now is I need to give a width. And how do I need to give a width for this? I need to open this. No, not this. See, I opened the image, and what I need to do, I need to go to file information and see what is the width of this. Its width is actually 1923. That means 1923 pixels, and it has three images. So what I need to do now is I need to divide the width by these three. So there's an inbuilt function called calculator, and I'll open this 19. See, I need to get the width 1923 pixels. Calc 1923 divided by 6. So this function would obviously display the width of this in this. Okay, and if you want to get the height, what I need to do, the height, since there's only one image in the height, I need to directly mention the height as 542, 542 pixels. And if I want to display the image, what I need to do is I need to use background. No, not background. I need to use background image. There's, if I click B, VS Code shows certain recommendation like background image. You press background image, and I need to use URL. URL is a locator which locates your file where, since it's in the same folder, I'm using URL. I usually give a slash, and I can use slash and so and use, or else if you need to give the file location, since this is in my file location, I can go here and copy the same and paste it over here. Since it's some sort of gap and so I couldn't do, but you can do the same. I'll use downloads.jpg, right? No, not jpg, downloads.png. Since I kept in the same folder, you can do this. To indicate it is in the same folder, just give a backslash and mention it. So see what happens now. See, the girl started visible. No, it's actually three. Since only three images are there. See, this girl is actually, now the girl is actually shooting. And if you want to make it animate like this, which I showed initially, what I need to do now? Animation. I'm giving animation. See, if you type animation and hover over it, it shows what is the syntax we are going to follow. Like animation, we need to give a name for animation, duration, and it shows what are the data we need to fill over here. If I press over it, it shows here, right? So I'm giving animation name as demo, and duration is for 1 second. Okay, and in steps, how many steps? In steps of 3. Since we have 3 images, I'll give in steps of 3 and delete these. This is actually syntax, so it doesn't help you. I have called the animation with the name demo, and now what I need to do is I need to give how the demo works. So what I need to do is now is I need to use a keyword called keyframes, and I need to mention the animation name. Okay, I have mentioned the animation name as demo, and what I need to do, since the animation starts from this width and height, it needs to move to certain values. So to what value it needs to move? It needs to move to background position. It needs to move from 0 to this 51923. This is what we need to mention here. 1923 pixels. It needs to move from background position 0 pixels to this. So what will happen? You will see a good thing in your website now. See, this girl started shooting when she reload your website. This girl will obviously shoot in your website. Now, if I want to make it animate for the whole, it's only on refresh I am getting this girl and being shooting. If I want to make this girl shoot for infinite time, what I need to do here is in this area, in steps of 3, what I need to do is infinite. I need to mention here as infinite. So what this girl would now do? This girl would start shooting. This girl would obviously continue shooting till I stop any shooting. Now what happens is we can use JavaScript to control this. This is what JavaScript does. We can have a button. To create a button, what we do? There is something called a button tag. And if I mention stop, this button would show you stop. There is this. I didn't save it. See, there's a button called stop. This button actually came here, and if I need to style this button, the button is actually not good, right? If it is somewhere here, it will be good. So to style that button, what we need to do? Button, and there is a feature called margin. Since margin left is going to be 30 percentage. The margin is same actually the thing which we have in our notebook like this. I'll show you in a paint so it gets much more clearer to you. See, this is a web page, not a web page, this is a notebook, and margin is this line we used to draw over it. We used to have a certain line. This is what margin is, and this is margin top, this is margin left. If you have something, it's going to be right, and this is at the bottom. This is to indicate that we need to leave space over here. That's it. And the position is going to be fixed. This button is here actually. Could you see it? The button is here, and what I'm doing now is margin top minus 20%. Minus 20% makes it move up, and plus makes it move down. See that now the stop button is here. So we can iterate it. We can use this 40 means it goes here, and we can style this button. Now see. See what's what's happening over the chat window. Guys, don't please touch naughty contents over here. Please don't. Please don't spoil here. Okay. If you want to change the color, see if I want to change the background color, I can change the background color button. See, if you use VS Code itself, your part is hard. Like it shows certain recommendations. Background color brown, and if you save it, it's done. See the button color now. You can even increase the width to 100 pixels. See the button width is getting changed. This is actually a normal English. You don't need to know so long thing like a normal Java programming. So you need to just know a normal English to understand these codes and dedication towards web development. Now it shows button, and if you press it will, since we are not going on to JavaScript, we might not be know how to control this animation. If you use JavaScript, what we can do is we can control this animation. On start, this girl will start shooting, and on pressing stop, the girl will stop shooting. This is what JavaScript does, and we can do the same of border radius here. See, it's now round. Mostly we will be having some sort of buttons like this. The height is so high. If you want to develop some sort of cool button like this, and if I want to change the font of the stop button, what we need to do? Margin left is going to be 70%. Since we used to have buttons over the left, and then I mean to change the color. Color is going to be white. See now the color is changed, and if you need to change the font size. Front-end web development is actually this simple. You need to actually use your mind to develop things. 20 pixels. See now it's much more good. The button is actually looking good. These kind of animations and interactions can be made using these codes. If you want this code, I will share this through your mail ID which you have registered. If you haven't registered, please register so to get regular updates on this. And we are having a course on full web development for beginners. It's actually a 1 month long course, which which we are planning to start from 15th of this month. The fee of this course is 999. The link would be shared if you are interested in registering for the same sort of course. It will be same sort of interactive course, not for YouTube. We will be having certain other platforms to host it, where you can unmute yourself and ask your doubt at any time, and it will be like a 1 hour session a day for the 1 month. And you'll be also given tasks like this. Not this is since the day one we are having some sort of basic web development, and if you want sort of any sort of huge assignments like developing this sort of website would be given as an assignment, and you need to submit those. By the end of this course, you'd be able to develop some sort of good interactive websites. And the fee of this course is very far when compared with the other industry margins. It's actually 999. If you are interested, you would get that. And another thing is, if you want to get a certificate for this workshop, the quiz link will be shared with you tomorrow. You need to attend attend the quiz with the knowledge of what I taught to you today. And if you have any sort of doubts or things, you can ask for chat window, and I'll just make it. I'll make a image of it and share with you. Control Shift and P. I'll hold code snap. I'll select the entire code and it's visible. I'll stop with this. Since it's day one, we'll stop with this. If you have any sort of doubts or if you need any sort of clarification in front-end web development, I'll do that. See, this is the code. See, this is a very simple code. And if you need an image like the sprite which we did, you can go to Google and search for sprite images. The image which we use also is from Google. Sprite images. If you go and search, you would get so much stuff. Okay, I'll emphasize on short. I'll emphasize shortly on JavaScript how it will be. I'll show you what I need to. I came here to search for sprite images, right? Sprite images. Oneness is making our entire thing spoil. Right. See, this is sprite images. What we can do is now we moved it linearly from 0 to this, and if you want to move, we can move here like we can use controls like if you press over this button, you used to shoot. If you press this button, you used to slide. We can have a single image and we can move different things using JavaScript. We can use things using JavaScript. Sir, can you emphasize on JavaScript? It works on Cartesian plane. That is on. No. JavaScript doesn't work on Cartesian plane. I'll show you. I'll show you what JavaScript is. If you want to do anything like CSS is mentioned over the title, right? Below the title, and if you want to script something, you can use script tags. Script, and what I'm going to do, we'll see a calculator kind of stuff. We'll see that. Okay. We'll start initially and go to calculator. Input. For calculator, what we need to do? We need to do input. We need to have two inputs, right? and see, yes, input. I'm having input. What this input would have? Input would be like this. Where is that? Ah, yeah. We need to have input here. And if I need to add another input, this is for number one. So I mentioned here, and for number two, input. Uh, some sort of misunderstanding me and VS Code is happening. See, if I have it, what happens? I'm having two inputs, wherein I can enter the value 1 here and value 2 here. And what I'm going to do through script is, there's some function called, you need to initially have this document.ready. I'm getting some messages for chat window as well. I have to open and VS and find it. Find it for us. Okay. The thing I would recommend you is like, if you need to do anything in your web, like I made a styled button here, right? If you need to do any sort of button styling or so, just go to Google, use button CSS generator. There are so many rubbish sites. Don't go to those sites. This site is actually good. Best button generator. Go to this, and it will show you certain buttons. Just select over it. If you need this button or this button, or you can select it. It will have so many buttons and so many different options. You can change the color by selecting this and changing it. See, the border got changed now. The shadow also got changed. You can change these kind of things, and what happened now, the button is actually looking good. And if you select over this button, you would get a style. How to style this is the CSS. If you use the CSS, your button would get styled like this. See, I'll show you. Just need to copy this HTML tag over HTML, and the CSS needs to be copied over your CSS. For CSS, you need to give style. See what happens. See, you got a button the same. Man, you need to have a proper understanding so that you can edit it. Like if you change the button, click, it would get changed. Wait, I'm getting a call. Hello. Okay, fine. I got it. See, this is what the web development is. We don't need any sort of understanding. Like we don't need any sort of syntaxes to be learned by heart. You just need to know certain websites and things. See, if you need to develop some sort of, see, now you said like you need to know JavaScript. What you need to do? You need to go to JavaScript, some sort of basic code. You need to copy that. Wait, some there will be, for an initial beginner like you, it will be difficult to go and search on this code. JavaScript form. Where is it? No, I'll wind up soon. No, I'm getting few more chat queries as well. Where is the origin then? For your question, I'm deleted it. Wait, I'll retry it. Where is the origin then? See, this is the origin, and the width is this. The width is calculator like calculator. It starts at the beginning of the pic is the origin. See this is origin, and width is the total pixels divided by 3. So I get a width of this, and height is actually this. So you would get y and x. The first image what you see is based on this, and based on the your animation, you would be able to see different things. Different images gets repeated again and again. But if you make any sort of silly mistakes or so, you would not get controlled images like this. What you would get is no, I should not talking about this. So you would get some sort of, you do something wrong, you get some sort of this things like this. You would get your animation will just get moved. But what happens in our case is it not just gets moved, it gets changed as it moves. That makes it look some sort of it look cool. Any other queries? And for the guy who need emphasis on JavaScript, the team technical side would give my contact number, and you get you will get another 5 to 10 minutes of session. Since the time is getting delayed for lunch, I can't do it right now. I can do, but it sounds difficult for others. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Any doubts, guys? And how was the session? We would organize some sort of interactive sessions further too. You can subscribe our YouTube channel as well, in the technical side or the Slay Fox. You have two YouTube channels. You can subscribe both these to get to know more on the development. If you have no doubt, we will be ending the session. Is it good to end the session? We will be having a quiz tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm not sure about the schedule. Thank you guys for your cooperation. And if you want to participate in the beginner course of us, the link will be shared with you. It's actually cost 999 for the 1 month course.